I record this one since I screwed up on the other one. Oh, I can't believe I forgot to plug the memory card in. Okay, cosine alpha plus beta. That's equal to what? Cosine alpha, cosine beta. What? Minus sine alpha, sine beta. That's pretty notes too. And cosine alpha minus beta equals what? Cosine alpha, cosine beta plus I'm going to do tangent here. Alpha plus beta. When it's plus, this can be broken down to tangent alpha plus tangent beta over 1 minus tangent alpha tangent beta. And when this is a minus, is tangent alpha minus tangent beta over 1 plus Those are the 6 trig identities for sum and difference of angles. Notice when this sign's plus, that's plus for the sine. When it's negative, that's a negative. The cosine is backward. When this is plus, that's a minus. When this is minus, that's a plus. The tangent, when this is plus, but this one minus. When this is minus, the top one is matching, the bottom one is backward, opposite. So for the tangent, the top is always matching, the bottom sign is always the opposite. When it's plus, you get a minus. When it's minus, you get a plus on the bottom. On the top, it's always a match. When it's a plus, that's a plus. When it's a minus, that's a minus. So those what you see on the board, but I combined these two into one. Instead of writing this twice, I said when it's plus, I put a plus. When it's a minus, I put a minus under it. That's why there's 2 sets there. When this is minus, when this is plus, I have a minus. When this is minus, I put a plus under that one. And for the tangent, I say when it's plus, that's a plus, this is minus. When it's minus, that's a minus, this is a plus. So I wrote them into one, each 2 into 1. So how do we use them? Where do we use them? I might ask you to simplify. Now you need the unit circle. Sine x plus pi over 2. Now, if I pull my identity back here, I'm using sine something plus something. So it's this one, the first one. So my alpha is really x, and my beta is what? Pi over 2. So if I write the equivalent of that, should be sine alpha. Alpha is what here? X. Cosine beta, beta is what? Pi over 2 plus cosine alpha, alpha is the first value. Cosine the first, what's the first? X. Sine the second number, which is what? Pi over 2. So I use this identity. Now let's look at your unit circle. Find pi over 2. That's the 90 degree right here. The first number that you see in that one is your what? Cosine. The second number is always the sine. So the cosine is your first number, and the second number is your sine. With all these unit circles, the cosine is always first, the sine is always second. So let's fill them in. What is cosine pi over 2? What's the cosine of that? 0. So this value here is 0. 0 times sine of x. Cosine of x times, what is cosine pi over 2? I mean the sine. 1. The sine of pi over 2 from here, that's a 1. The cosine of pi over 2, that's a 0. You plug them in now. What's 0 times anything? What's cosine x times 1? So your answer is cosine x. Simplify. Let me try another one. What is tangent x minus pi? Now it's a minus. Let me bring my sheet back. This is minus, so it's this one. The minus, so it should be what? Tangent x minus tangent what? Pi over 1 plus tangent what? X tangent pi. I got one little problem here. This unit circle does not have tangents on it. This is the pi. Has only cosine and sine on it. There's no tangent. The tangent is sine over cosine. Tangent, any angle, is the sine over the cosine from the previous section, right? And what's the sine of pi? Pi. The sine is which number? Second number. What's the cosine of pi? Negative 1. What is 0 divided by negative 1? 0. Now plug that in for tangent pi and see what will happen. That'll be tangent x minus what? Minus 0, because tangent pi is 0, over 1 plus tangent x times 0. Tangent x times 0 is what? 0? Tan x over 1, which is tangent x. I'm really angry the first video didn't work because it was nice. I was about like to save it, put it up there, try to be neat too. It's bugging me now. Let's try another one. You say, what am I going to use that? Let's say I said to you, you know what? Can you tell me what is cosine 15 degrees? Give me the exact answer, no calculator.
Cosine
15 degrees, without a calculator.
Pi over 12?
Huh?
Pi over 12?
I don't know. No, it's not on the list. I have no idea.
Pi over 3.
Couldn't tell you. I don't know. But this way I can do. I can take the 15 degrees and write that. Isn't that 45 degrees minus 30 degrees? Isn't that 15 degrees? I could have used 60 minus 45. Right? Or 45 minus 30. No, you can't take the answer of this minus the answer of that. No.
Wait.
No. Yeah. So let's see. That's a subtraction. Cosine and subtractions. Where's my cosine identity? Where'd you go? I have cosine alpha minus beta. See it? It's cosine the first, cosine the second, plus sine the first, sine the second, right? So that's the one I'm going to use because you have a minus. Cosine the first number, cosine the second, plus sine the first, sine the second. So this will be cosine 45 degree, cosine 30, plus sine 45, sine 30. Back to the unit circle, right here. Where's the 45 degrees? Here's the cosine, and here's the sine. The square root of 2 over 2. And for the sine of 45, the square root of 2 over 2. The 30 degrees, what's the cosine? The square root of 3 over 2. And what's the sine? 1/2. So I'm just taking these numbers from right here. Cosine sine for the 45, cosine sine for the 30. Now I'm done with this. Let's simplify the math. What's 2 times 2? 4. What is the square root of 2 times the square root of 3? Yes. Let's multiply this one. The square root of 2 times 1. Square root of 2. What's 2 times 2? 4. We can make it one fraction. And you can't combine them. That's your answer. It is the square root of 6 plus the square root of 2 divided by 4. So that's one of the application for them. You are given an angle you don't know the answer to, but you can combine terms of other angles. Most of it electronic measures. When you see a plus or minus here, it's really like you have a phase shift there. You can take two sources, replace them with one source electronic with the phase shift. Instead of paying for two generators to run this machinery, you can do with one, as long as you figure the phase shift. You can work it backward. Let's see if we can work the problem backward here. If I write, simplify this. Cosine 250 cosine 70 plus sine 250 sine 70. I'll put these back up and see if they can help you. Cosine, cosine, sine, sine, with a plus between them. So it's the first minus the second, right? It's this one, looks like this one. Notice alpha is the 250, beta is the 70. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong, my finger in the wrong place. Cosine 250, cosine 70. Sine 250, sine of 70. So alpha is 250, beta is 70. So that's this one. So that should be cosine 250 minus the 70. What's 250 minus 70? Cosine 180 degrees. You're not done with it. Grab your unit circle. Where'd you go, unit circle? Is that -1?
Yeah.
Cosine of 180 is -1. So I work the problem backward. Simplify. Let's take this. Sine 3x cosine 3x minus pi minus cosine 3x sine 3x minus pi. They want us to simplify that. Let me put my rules back here. Which one of these has sine, cosine, minus cosine, sine? That's the first step. Sine, cosine, minus cosine, sine. Is it this one? When you look at that, that means your alpha here is what? This is your alpha. And what's your beta? This one. That becomes sine alpha, cosine beta, minus cosine alpha, sine beta. Well, that's sine alpha minus beta. What's alpha here? 3x minus what's beta? 3x minus pi, right? Can we simplify that? That's sine what? What's going to happen? 3x minus 3x. Gone. Minus negative pi. That becomes what? Positive pi. Here's my unit circle again. What is sine pi? Is it 0? So we took this, worked it backwards, simplified it, and our answer is 0. Let me see if I can do another one. Let's try maybe tangent. Tangent 3 pi over 4 plus x. And let's simplify that one. I want to simplify this. I forgot to write simplify. So that's tangent alpha plus beta. So this is your alpha plus beta, right? So let's see, what do we have for tangent alpha plus beta? Do we have anything on alpha plus beta? Yep, it's tangent alpha plus tangent beta over 1 minus tangent alpha tangent beta. That's right there. So now let's plug them in. Alpha is what here? 3 pi over 4. That's tangent 3 pi over 4 plus tangent x over 1 minus what? Tangent 3 pi over 4 tangent x. And now again, go back to my unit circle and find the tangent of 3 pi over 4. Here's the 3 pi over 4. Can you see it? So what is that equal to? Tangent 3 pi over 4. It's the sine over the cosine. What's the sine? Square root of 2 over 2. The second number is the sine. What's the cosine? Negative. So what's your answer? Don't these guys cancel each other out? It's the same number. So you end up with what? Negative 1. You can also do the outside over the inside if you want to. So now plug it in. Tangent 3 pi over 4 is minus 1 plus tangent x over 1 minus tangent 3 pi over 4, which is what? Negative 1 times tangent x. Is that a plus now? That's what your answer will be. Can't simplify anymore. Can't cancel the tangent x with the tangent x.
So now you're probably saying
Any question on this?